Love you. And we are going to be talking about how next Sunday we're going to be on this live, and we're going to show you as hairstylists, barbers, braiders, locticians how you can add an extra $500 to $1,000 to your business within a week or two by just following what's in their book and getting on the call. If you don't want to register for the call, then you won't get all the goods, you won't find out all the information, but you can get the book and still help your clients out. But we're going to have a strategy session because we're going to map this out because it's time for us to win. It's time for our clients to stop suffering. However, we have to get the knowledge here, and we have to get the knowledge here in our heart so that we can transfer this on to the customer, because clients don't care that you know, they want to know that you care. And you can't care enough until you learn the information, the 5 top reasons why your clients are losing their hair. So when you get on the call, when you register for the call, next Sunday at 8, because I do this for hairstylists on Sunday at 8. It's a strategy session for an hour. We're going to be breaking down that book, and we're going to be breaking down the ways that you can, with 20 people, add $500 to $1,000 in your pocket, in your business within 2 weeks. It's not as hard as you think. So we're going to talk about that later. But if everyone could put in the chat, let me know if you are having thinning hair issues. Is your hair changing? Does your hair look different? Does your scalp look different? Or is it just me? Let me know. Is your hair thinning? Are you losing your hair? Is something going on with your skin, your scalp, or is it just me? Let me know. So I just want to say thank you again for joining me. But let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Who wants to hear about some hair? Who wants to talk about hair? Who has questions about their hair? Questions in Q&A. Because if you don't know who I am, my name is LaRon Quarles, and I am a certified IAT trichologist. I am a hair loss specialist. I am a hairstylist. I'm a beauty educator, and I've been working in the beauty industry since 1987. So in 2010, I began a journey to become a certified trichologist. And since then, everything that I have involved in my business is surrounded around health and wellness. I have become an herbal specialist. I have taken training in Chinese medicine. I've taken training in naturopathy. I've taken training in microscopy. I've taken training in holistic practitioner information that can help our clients be their best selves without drugs and medications. Yes, we do need our doctors. Yes, we do need drugs and medication, but not everyone wants to spend their lives on medication to solve their body's needs. So we're going to talk about it. I haven't had anybody put anything in the chat, but let me know if you are having any challenges with your hair, if you're having any challenges with your skin or your scalp, because what happens to you happens to your hair. If you are having challenges with eczema, your body's inflamed. If you're having challenges with psoriasis, your body's inflamed. If you have pustules and acne and lumps and bumps beneath your scalp, that means you're toxic. If you have acne and red bumps on your scalp and you pick them, if you have lymphatic glands that are congested and you have lumps in your scalp, you're having a problem. All of that can create issues where you're going to have thin hair. So put in the chat if you're having any issues with your thinning hair, if anything is going on with you. Let's talk about it, because we're going to talk about, is your hair thinning or is it just me? Is your hair thinning or is it just me? I want to know. I want to know. So who wants to hear some hair information? Who wants to hear some good stuff about some hair and how they can manage their hair at home, what they can do, and why they're having their issues? If you can, put a little hand up in the chat or put yes me, because we're going to talk about it. So Miss Nikki the stylist, hey sis, when I talked about lymphatic channels, do you know anything about any of the 11 major body systems. If you can put that in the chat for me, because there are 11 major ones that I like to talk about. Put in the chat for me if you know anything about the 11 major body systems. Miss Courtney Boone said yes. So lymphatic system is one of the major challenges. The lymphatic system runs concurrently with the circulatory system. So when you have lymph glands, you ever go to the doctor, Nikki, Miss Nikki, let me know you still here, Miss Nikki and Miss Courtney. When you go to the doctor and the doctor goes in and he starts feeling your neck to see if you have swollen glands. Those are your lymphatic glands. Your lymphatic glands, they store waste, toxicity, bacteria, viruses. Yes, Miss Nikki. So, okay, King Paul, I might have missed it. I'm going to try to see if I can go through and read it again. So when your lymphatic channels are swollen, when the doctor comes in to see if your lymphatic glands are swollen, he knows that you are dealing with some sort of bacteria or viral issue because your lymphatic channels have collected it, and then they just have to let it go. But can they let it go? Sometimes your body can't remove all the lymphatic waste. So guess what? It gets stored and it gets congested. Miss Nikki, I'm going to give you another situation. For women, when they are not able to drain their lymphatic waste, sometimes they'll have bacteria in the teeth. Sometimes they'll have mouth surgery. They'll get teeth pulled. They'll have things done to their teeth. The lymphatic waste travels from the mouth, collects in the neck, and it lodges here in the lymphatic channels underneath the arm. What happens is for some women, Courtney, let me know if you understand what I'm saying. Sometimes that waste can land itself here. That can give you problems with your breast. And for some people, it can eventually lead to cancers and different ailments in the breast. That's why we'll have lymph node cancer and sometimes breast cancer, because there are breast and lymph nodes that lead into the breast. So when you have lymphatic channels that become blocked and filled with waste, some of that can wind up in your scalp. So Miss Nikki, that's one of the things that you'll learn about when you take the hair loss practitioner training course, how you help your clients navigate through all their 11 body systems and how those 11 body systems affect your hair and scalp. So I'm getting off topic, but I just wanted to answer that message since you asked. The lymphatic channels drain waste from your scalp. They come through your neck, they go through your body, and they need to be flown. They need to be distributed into the colon. Now, when the colon is not moving, sometimes that waste just backs up and re-enters the body system back and forth all day, which is why we have challenges with inflammation, pain, and swelling, because it's called leaky gut. Sometimes when that lymphatic waste can't flow through the gut because you're not going to the bathroom, you reabsorb it. That leaky gut, sometimes you just reabsorbing that toxicity. It's flowing all through your bloodstream. And when it flows through the bloodstream, it's going to flow onto your scalp. When your body is very, very toxic, sometimes your scalp can get very, very lumpy and sore because you have to take care of your body's toxicity and the waste. So let me go through Miss Nikki first. Let me answer this question first because I think somebody else left me something. King Paul, let me see. King Paul, yes, okay. King Paul said yes. All right. Okay, King Paul, if you got any more questions for me, let me know. I'm sorry that I missed you. All right, so a chick from the brick. Hey, I haven't seen you in a while. I received a shot in my scalp from the dermatologist and it began to fill with fluid-filled lumps. That is a little bit different. When you get shots in your scalp, everyone reacts to the intralesional steroid shots differently. Sometimes, because that is a source of trauma, anytime you're having something surgically implanted into your skin, that's a source of trauma for the body, period. And everyone reacts differently. I've had some clients who have had problems with inflammation and swelling beneath the subcutaneous layer of the skin. They would get the needle in the intralesional steroid, and sometimes it will cause alopecia areata because it's a source of trauma. And it causes the body's autoimmune reaction to work differently in different people. Your body's autoimmune reaction was to fill with fluid. Sometimes when we hurt ourselves, the body sends fluid there so that if it gets bumped or if it gets knocked around, it's protected. So it will fill that area with fluid. That's your body's immune response to fill it with fluid. So everyone reacts differently to having intralesional steroid shots. It's supposed to reduce inflammation beneath your skin, but in some people it reacts differently. I promise you that fluid will start to dissipate. However, you're probably going to have to, between you and your hairstylist, you're going to have to kind of massage and knead that out because you're going to have to help it dissipate from the scalp. But if you just let it sit there, it's going to take its time dissipating from the scalp. So, Miss Nikki, you said I'm planning ingredients to take your course for sure. I don't know what that means, but that sounds good. Oh, to take. Oh, okay, okay, okay. All right. Right. Okay. So a chick from the brick said it will leak clear fluid. Yes, in some people that does happen. Either you'll lose more hair, your scalp will be very sore. Sometimes the intralesional steroid shot that they gave you, sometimes it will leak. Those are side effects of intralesional steroid shots. Everything is different for every person. So what I like to tell everyone is you have to take care of your body's inflammation and your body's needs as much as you can without having to get those intralesional steroid shots because it happens. Everyone is different. It doesn't make it right, but the dermatologists give you that to try to manage your inflammation. You're probably having a lot of inflammation and hair loss and itchy, swollen scalp that warranted them having to give you that. You might have been complaining about pain, so they give you the intralesional steroid shots to reduce inflammation. I know it sounds like a catch-22, but that's why they give it to you. There are many reasons why intralesional steroid shots are given, but it's usually to reduce swelling, inflammation, pain, stiffness, redness, irritation. Doesn't make it right, but that's what's being done. So, does anybody have any issues with their scalp, with their hair? Because if not, I'm going to start talking about why we tend to have thinning hair. And for my hairstylist, if you want more information about why your clients are losing their hair, I have a book that's in my bio, that's in the profile. And if you don't see it, I can send you the link for it. The 5 top reasons why your clients are losing their hair. In that book are the secrets, the keys, the how-tos on how to elevate your business, catapult your business, increase your income, help your clients with their issues, and be able to explain to them why they're having that issue. I'm also for hairstylists only who get that book. I'm going to be joining them here next Sunday at 8 o'clock so that we can have a strategy session on how we can get you an extra $500 to $1,000 rolling through your business by implementing the keys that are talked about in this book. Again, you can find this book by visiting the bio here on Facebook. This link that's traveling across your screen right there, you can tap there. The bio contains where you can find this book here on TikTok, and then Instagram. All you have to do is go to my homepage, tap the link, scroll, go to the shop section, and you'll find that book. I'm going to be meeting the people here who register Sunday at 8 o'clock who have the book, because if you don't read the book and look at the book, you won't know anything about what I'm talking about. You won't even know how to put the information into practice because you got to read it, got to get it into your mind, because I'm not going to get into answering a whole lot of questions about what's in the book. We're doing mapping out strategy sessions. How are we going to make this $1,000 in 2 weeks? You have to get the book too so you can find out. Okay, so we're going to be talking about why our hair is thinning. I'm talking about you. Yes, I mentioned you. You. We're going to be talking about it. So if you guys have any questions, put them in the chat. So a chick from the brick said, I had some kind of black tar-like substance and it looked like scabs. Was this on your scalp? Because that your scalp is speaking volumes to you. You have to, you really have some things that you have to work on. So I'm going to talk about some key issues why we tend to lose our hair. Yes. Some of the reasons why we tend to have issues with thinning and why we tend to lose hair with time is the main fact is we are not the same person we were 10 years ago, 20 years ago. There are some major body changes going on. So that you need to be aware of. The first time you get your menstrual cycle, that's letting you know your body is changing. So your hormones are starting to change. So I want you to remember that. One of the first things you have to think about is your hormones are changing. You have your menstrual cycle, your body's changing, the hormones are changing. The way you eat is different. Sometimes you want to eat a certain type of food 2 weeks before, 2 weeks after your menstrual cycle because it's a hormonal change. Anytime your hormones are involved and your hormones are out of balance, it will cause changes in your hair and in your scalp, especially on this part here. This area here above the eyebrow is the notorious hormonal zone. So anytime you have challenges with your hormones, you will definitely see changes here. So that's one of the reasons why we tend to have changes as we age. If you guys are listening, put hormones in the chat. Put hormones in the chat because we're going to talk more about hormones. Let me know that you're listening. Put hormones in the chat. Yes, Miss Nikki said hormones. Anyone else listening, or is Miss Nikki the only one listening? All right, Chick from the Brick said hormones. So as we age, I'm pretty sure many of you have children. I have one. Many of you might have one, you might have two, you might have two or three. But as soon as you have a child, your hair is changing. Sometimes we'll get pregnant, we may lose a child, then we immediately get pregnant again. Sometimes we're getting on birth control pill, we're getting off birth control pill, we're getting the patch, we're getting all these different things. Anytime you're affecting your hormones, your hair is going to change. Some of us who get pregnant, we may lose all of our hair. But this is what's going on. Our hormones are changing. So as we're getting 15, 16, 18, 20, 25, 30, 34, that hair is starting to change corresponding. All right, Courtney, we're not talking about that right now. We're talking about how we're going to help stylists get an extra $500 in their business. I don't know what that is, but we're not talking about that right now. So sometimes as when you're turning about 30 to 35, your estrogen is at its highest point that it will ever be. But once you hit about 30 to 35, that estrogen starts to take a dive, whether you like it or not. Then we're getting on, like I said, we're getting on pills, we're getting on patches, and we're doing all these different things. Then we get pregnant, then we're not pregnant. We're causing massive changes to our hormones. Something else that causes changes to our hormones that will cause us change in our hair forever is the amount of stress that we're under. Stress, 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 stress. Hi, Sparkle. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you. We're talking about thinning hair and why we have problems with our hair as we age and how thinning hair comes, where thinning hair comes from, and why our body's changing and how we can talk about it right now. So we talked about female hormones like estrogen, progesterone, testosterone. These hormones are changing all the time. They change while you're having your menstrual cycle. They change when you get pregnant. They change when you get on the pill, get off the pill. They're changing when you're having PCOS. They're constantly changing. Another set of hormones that influence how well your hair may grow are your stress hormones. So another reason why, when we're under tremendous amount of stress, our clients' cortisol levels and blood sugar levels are constantly changing. So how this works is when your body is going through a tremendous amount of stress, as I said, this area here, this is the hormone zone. This is the area that is susceptible to all the hormones. The more stress you're under, you're trying to get through a deadline at work. You're trying to get to work. You don't have any work. Your spouse is getting on your nerves. Your job is getting on your nerves. Your business is not where it needs to be. You're not making the money right now. You're taking care of aged parents. You have kids that came home after college. You have kids that never left your house. You're taking care of grandkids. You just lost somebody in your life. Your cortisol levels and your blood sugar levels and your insulin is constantly being raised. Your insulin is constantly being raised to knock down that blood sugar and force it into the cells. So when you're dealing with menstrual issues, female issues, stressful issues, those cortisol surges and your insulin surges constantly cause you to have changes in the way your blood responds to your hormones. As I said earlier, this is a bird's eye view of the subcutaneous layers of the skin. This here, these are sensory nerve fibers. This in yellow here, you can't really see them well, but those sensory nerve fibers travel all throughout your body. So your body is affected by over 300 hormones daily, 24 hours a day. So when my clients say to me, I'm gonna answer that in a second. SSS CC50. When clients say to me, "Oh, I'm not getting old. It's not me." I want to just share with you, your body is governed by over 300 hormones that do a million things for your body. And I'm just scratching at the surface with female menstrual hormones and the stress hormones. I'm not even talking about the pineal gland and hormones that travel from your gut to your brain. I'm not even scratching the surface. I'm just talking about how hormones affect you. And when you're wondering why your hair is thinning as you age, it's because your body's hormones are constantly out of balance. So, does anybody understand what I mean by that? When I say your hormones play a big part in why your hair is changing and why it's responding the way it does as we age. So, I'm going to answer this question. So, she said, all mine is, thank you, Nikki, all mine is gone. Hormones say I'm pregnant, perimenopause. That's exactly what I mean, SSS. Your hormonal balance is unstable, it's unbalanced. If you have it in your budget, if you have it in your let me see, medical in your medical, because I don't have it. I'm self-employed. I don't have the insurance like that. But sometimes people have it in their medical budget to be able to go get HRT. Sometimes when you can have someone help you balance it, it can provide you a little bit of relief. So I hope that may help. I would love to get on a call with you to talk more about some of your particular needs. If there's anything that I can do to help you, please let me know. When you say all yours is gone, is it just on the top? Is it all over? I don't know what that means. So, Miss Nikki, you said yes. Nisi, you said yes. So, A star, thank you for the heart. And Nisi, you said you never knew this. So, yes, Nisi, you knew it, but you probably didn't know how it related to hair. So, what I'm just trying to share with you is when clients come to me and they say, I just want to know why my hair is thinning. Why does my hair look like this? Why is my hair changing? Why is it not as thick and dense as it used to be? It's because of hormones. Hormones. Okay, so Adira Israel said your doctor put you on birth control at 56. Is that okay? Well, your doctor is a doctor for a reason because he practices medicine. I understand why he or she did it because I was on birth control for a long while to try to level out my menstrual cycle because my menses were it felt like I was having enough of a menstrual cycle to feed a small country. Like I was bleeding so heavy, I'd never bled like that. So my doctor had me on birth control 4 times, and I took myself off, and I just changed my diet. But what was happening is I was correspondingly also going through menopause. So my body was just going through a change. So that's a long story. But if your doctor puts you on that, they're trying to level you out. So I understand it. But if your doctor did it, it's for a reason. So SSSCC 50, the top area you showed me fell out, and now on the side, some on the side. So yes, SSSCC 50. This is that hormonal, the dreaded hormonal zone. So when your body is changing and it's going through hormonal issues, this is one of the first places you'll see the lack of density, the thinning hair show up, and your hair just won't perform the way it used to. I have tons of women, tons of men who have a lot of hair here, but the hair is of a lesser quality hair in the top. So I'm going to keep it going, but please let me know if y'all understanding when I say the reason why your hair is thinning. Is it me? It's because of these life changes, these hormonal changes. Let me know. Put in the chat. Okay, dearie, you said facts. So good, that lets me know that you're listening. So I want to keep it going. Now, more facts about hormones. I can get into them later, but I'm just trying to scratch the surface, just drop little gems here. What I need you all to also understand is all of this that I'm talking about will make perfect sense. However, for me as a hair loss specialist, when clients come in and they have questions about their hair, their scalp, why is their hair changing? I want to know what to do. I don't want to take medicine. I don't want to keep getting intravenous steroid shots. I don't want to keep using minoxidil. I don't like the way it makes me feel. It's giving me dark circles. It's drying my skin out. I get it. You're welcome, Adira, and thank you for joining me. Thank you so much. And you guys can show your love by tapping the screen and sharing this out to some of your friends. What I always suggest is when you want to know why your hair is thinning, the first thing you should do is get your blood work. Now, I have tons of people that come in and they'll say, well, I got my blood work and my doctor said everything is fine. Now I got a question for you. Does your doctor do hair? Does your doctor do hair? Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Does your doctor do hair? When you get your blood work, your doctor is looking for certain levels to be balanced, just straight up and down. They just want to make sure you're not too far to the left, thank you, and too far to the right. They're not looking at your blood work to meet certain standards the way we are. I'm a holistic hair practitioner and a certified trichologist. I am a hairstylist. So things that I'm looking for on your bioscan, your Zyto scan, your blood work, I'm looking for certain things to appear. Your doctor's not looking for what I'm looking for because your doctor doesn't do hair. So when you visit with a holistic practitioner or trichologist or naturopath, we do alternative medicine. We do things that alternative to the way Western medicine and Western practices are taken into consideration. So what your doctors are looking for is not what we look for. So when you're going to your hairstylist who is skilled in these practices, when you're going to a trichologist and you're seeing someone that does what we do, just because you've gotten your blood work and your doctor says it's fine and your hair is telling a different story, let us do what we do. Let us get the blood work, analyze it, go over it with you, and you start making the changes. What cracks me up is everybody wants to do batana oil and they coating their scalp with all these films and their hair really ain't growing. They're trying to put all these lotions and potions and rice water and drinking all these different things, but you don't know what your body needs. Your body will tell you what it needs when you look at your blood work. When you look at your blood work and analyze it, and you have a line by line item sitting in front of you, that's what you need to do to get yourself back on track so your hair can grow. Some of the types of things that I look for, a chick from the brick, no ma'am, because we are health and wellness and because we are under beauty, it will not cover a visit with us. A visit with us is not expensive. It's not high price. It is the cost of a weave. What a lot of people fail to understand is there are sometimes, and I'm not saying you aren't, a lot of times you have to invest in yourself. If you can buy a lace front, you can buy a 30-inch lace unit down to your behind. If you can buy these handbags and buy these nice cars, you can invest an hour in yourself to find out what do I need for my health. One of the problems is people don't want to invest in themselves. They don't want to pay for anything. They want everything for free. You can't get everything for free when you go into a specialist like myself because we need to do what we do, and what we do takes time and effort and your investment. So sometimes you have to invest in yourself. So I apologize at this time in the United States, insurance does not cover what a trichologist does, but you can use your HSA when you visit someone like me. You can use your FSA, and I do accept care credit for the services that I provide. So when you get your blood work, the types of things that we're looking for is your iron, your ferritin levels, which will always tell us a million things once we see these two things. Your vitamin D levels, iodine and selenium. We would like to know what your FSH levels are, what your LH levels are for your hormones, your thyroid, reverse T3, T3, T4, some other things that will make sense. And those are for your hormones, is your A1C, your blood sugar levels, if your doctor can test for it, your insulin levels. So these types of things are mineral based. I want to know what your mineral levels are, the important levels that affect your hormones. And I want to see the levels of your hormones, like your FSH, your LH, your T3, your reverse T3. Those are hormone panels that I need. Your A1C and your sugars and your insulin, those are more things that I need that have an impact on your hormones. So when I tell my clients in preparation, when they meet with me for a 15-minute call, and I'll say, you need your blood work or you're going to get a scan when you arrive. This is why, because I need to see where your body's levels are. I can't help you get from where you live to California without a roadmap. I provide you a roadmap so that your hair can improve. A lot of my clients just want their hair to fill in. But if you don't come to someone like me to find out your roadmap and your treatment plan, you can never potentially fill it in, have thicker, fuller hair, stop the thinning, stop the scaling, stop the inflammation if you don't come to one of us to find out what you need to do to put it in place. It's called a protocol or treatment plan. So I wanted to just continue. I was talking about hormones. So the hormones are one of the biggest factors in why our hair starts to change with age. So it's not even, and I want to mention, it's not that you're getting old. It's not you're getting old. I have been a hairstylist since 1987. It's coming up on in 2027. It's coming up on the 40-year mark. It's not that you're getting old, because I have some 80-year-olds. I have some clients pushing 90. I have clients in their 60s and 70s with a full head of hair, no thinning, nothing, nowhere, no challenges. So it's not a fact that you're getting old. What I want you to understand is your body's levels are changing. So you have to give yourself balance. You have to find out what is being imbalanced, what is causing the imbalance, and fix it. So when you're going through changes, one of the biggest things that contribute to you having thinning hair are your hormones. That's why I started out with hormones. So I'm gonna answer some of these questions. So Miss Boone, you said, what type of blood test do you need for evaluation? I hope you were just listening. I just went through all of them, but because I'm only on here for an hour, I'm not going to go back over what I just mentioned, because I just mentioned them. I hope you were here when I said what it is that I look for. So Faye Hart, for you, madam, you don't have to be in my state. I am in New Jersey, but you don't need to be in my state, because I do virtual consultations. I send you out scans that you can do from the comfort of your own home, so you don't have to be in my state. I ship you out a microscope so that you can take clear images of your hair and scalp for me, and we converse over a Zoom call or a WhatsApp call or a Google Meet call. So you don't have to be in my state. However, when you come to me, you gotta be ready to work. If you're not ready to work, if you're not ready to change your life, I'm only looking for people who don't have a problem with a budget, because you may need to change some things for about 6 months to a year. You may need to work on yourself for about 6 months to a year. So when clients come to me, they're ready to rock. They're ready. What do I need to do so I can come see you? What do I need to do to meet with you? So all of my information is right in here in the bio. You just tap it. I am in New Jersey, but I don't need to be where you are to be able to serve your needs. All I want to do is help my ladies. So I try to do as much as I can to make sure that I meet your needs. So if you want to work with me, if you need some of our services, please let me know. If you'd like a scan, we can just give you a scan. If you want the full Monty and you want to have your hair and scalp evaluated, we can do that. If you come visit us in person, we also include nutritional review into your scan and into your treatment plan, because we want to evaluate what it is that you're eating. We also include a blood typing test, because many of you know I focus on the blood type diet to help you heal yourself, to help you get out of inflammation. So I'm going to keep going. So thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you very, very much. Thank you. Thank you. Please show your love by tapping the screen. I so appreciate it. The next thing that I want to talk about is inflammation. Now, I want to give y'all, I just want to talk to y'all about me. Thank you so much. I appreciate the hearts. I just got to share with you really quick. I'm 56, but I can see the writing on the wall. As I've been aging, I can see the writing on the wall. I know that I'm aging. There's nothing I can do about that, but I'm going to fight it the whole way going down. I've been a hairstylist for a long time. I've floated in and out of other lines of business, but I've still been a hairstylist. Now, at 56, I'm going through menopause. I haven't had a cycle in maybe 6, 7 months. So I know things are changing. I'm having the sweats all day long. It's different. But along the way, if I sit down for 5 minutes and I get up, my body is in a lot of pain sometimes. Sometimes I can't move my shoulders. I can't reach behind. Even if I'm sitting in the car, I can't even reach behind me to pick up something in the back seat, because sometimes my shoulders are just in pain. Sometimes I get up in the morning, my body feels like somebody hit me with a bat repeatedly. But when I take my anti-inflammatories and my vitamins and my nutrition on a regular basis, it eases some of that. Sometimes I need to take my ginger, and the ginger has anti-inflammatories and natural pain relief. It has the equivalent of salicylic acid or salicin, which is the same as aspirin, in ginger. When I take the things that help my body, the inflammation is a bit less. But I continue to have inflammation because of my body's experience. The inflammation is not going to go away, but you have to manage it. You have to take your anti-inflammatories to help your body along. So the next thing that causes thinning hair in our women, in our men, yes, Shinju 255. You feeling me, right? You feeling me? Yes. So what happens is our body gets more and more inflamed as time goes on. Now, I also have here for anyone who wants to understand the dynamic of inflammation. I wrote a book. The book is right in the profile. All you have to do is go to the profile and get this book. It's called Inflammation. For those on Facebook and YouTube, if you want to learn more about it, all you have to do is hit this link here, the one that's traveling across the screen. You tap that there, you go to the shop page. In the shop section, you can find this book on inflammation. And again, for hairstylists, I have the 5 top reasons why your clients are losing their hair. This can help you add $500 to $1,000 to your business within weeks if you follow the principles and use what it is that I'm suggesting in the book. Next Sunday, I'm going to be talking to those hairstylists who purchased that book next Sunday, because we're going to map out a plan for you to help you change the direction of your business by helping your clients with these types of concepts. Inflammation. Let's talk about where this inflammation comes from. Who wants to know 2 places the inflammation comes from? Put in the chat who wants to know where this comes from. Please let me know. Let me know. Put in the chat who wants to hear about it, because I'll skip over it. I'll go to the next one. If Mary Brown, ooh, chicken the brick, yes. Okay, food, yes, y'all here. Oh, shoot. Lower back. Not quite lower back, but y'all are on it. Anybody on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, can you give me 2 places the information comes from? I just want to know if you know. Nope, nobody's got any answers for me. Okay, so my sister here, Mary Brown, said the gut. So we're gonna talk. Okay, Miss Linda, you said you do, and if you want to know more about what it is that I would like included in a blood test to be seen by me when you want to be seen by a certified trichologist, just connect with me later or send me a comment later or a private message and I'll send it to you. But I'm not going to review what it is I just covered because I have a lot that I want to cover. So Mary Brown, I'm going to start with the gut. Once we eat, the food travels from the stomach. If it's digested properly, because not all of us digest our food properly, and I'm going to get to that. If it's digested properly, it's going to flow through the stomach. It's going to be reduced into something called chyme. It's going to take enzymes from the liver and the gallbladder, and it's going to help you by breaking down that fat, breaking down all of the products that you're eating, and it's going to migrate into the small intestine. The small intestine is going to further break down that food, and what is not needed is going to travel into the colon. Now, along the lines of where your small intestines are, in your small intestine and in your colon, the colon walls are permeable. They're like sponges. So when you put water on a sponge and you hold the sponge up, you just drizzle it with water and you hold it up, let it get nice and soaked, and you turn it up. You don't even have to squeeze it. The sponge is permeable, so the liquid will start coming out of the sponge. The colon is just the same. As your food passes through the colon and is preparing for exit, everything in the small intestine, your body is going to take out the vitamins and the minerals that your body needs and allow it to be reabsorbed through the colon walls. And then what is not needed is going to be funneled into the ascending, descending, and transverse colon to be prepared for exit. A lot of times, because we're not eating enough of the right mix of foods, we're not eating enough fiber and enough fresh foods, the food is getting stuck in the colon. We're not eliminating on a regular basis. And we don't have enough prebiotic fiber and probiotic fiber, and we don't have enough good bacteria in the gut to move that waste through the colon. So what is happening, aside from the fact that vitamins and minerals are being reabsorbed through the gut, the permeable walls of the gut, the colon, the small intestine, upon its exit to be prepared as feces or fecal waste matter or poop, because it's not moving through that gut fast enough. We call this the intestinal transit time. Because your gut is so congested, it's packed full of food, packed full of waste that is not moving. It is fermenting in your system. And what does fermentation do? It causes gas. It causes gas. If anyone is listening, put gas in the chat. Gas, 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 gas. Food that is not moving, food full of milk and cheese and sugar and white flour is sitting in your stomach. If you take white flour and mix it with water, just take flour and water and mix it, it's a paste. You're eating pasty foods all day long, and it's sitting in your gut. It's just sitting, packed, full of foods that you're probably not supposed to be eating, full of foods without any fiber, without the kernel, without the husk, food that is not good for you, and it's sitting in your gut. Thank you, Miss Linda. It's sitting in your gut. What is happening is that is toxic waste that is supposed to exit from your body 1 to 3 times a day. Some people go to the bathroom 1 to 3 times a day. Some people go to the bathroom 1 to 3 times a week. So if you're eating food, three meals of food every day, it's just sitting in your gut, packed like this. And you're wondering why you're having problems with your skin. Your skin is so sensitive. Oh my God, I can't have this perm. I can't have this. I can't have color. I can't have this because my skin is so sensitive. It's because the food and the toxicity is sitting in your gut. You're toxic. You probably haven't done a cleanse. You're probably not going to the bathroom the way you should. It's the lack of prebiotic fiber, the lack of probiotic fiber, the lack of fiber, the lack of fresh green leafy foods and fruits, all the processed food you're eating, and you don't have enough good bacteria in the gut. The way you get that good bacteria is to stay off of all that sugar, all the processed foods, eat more fiber, eat the rice that has the kernel in it, the brown rice, not the white rice, the brown rice. Yes, the brown rice is nasty, but it's better for you. It has the natural fiber encased in it. These product companies have removed the natural fiber from it, which is why we have these issues with our colon. This is why we have the issue going to the bathroom, which is why we have more yeast in the gut, more yeast infections, more problems down there, more skin and scalp issues, more eczema, more psoriasis, more dry scalp. It's because your gut is so inflamed. It is out of whack. You need to move that waste through your gut. You're very, very toxic. And if you're having a problem with halitosis, you are definitely having a problem with your digestion and your elimination. Because if you're having a problem with halitosis, you probably have food sitting in your stomach that is not moving because you're probably eating the wrong mix of foods that are wrong for your blood type, and you don't have the digestive acids or enough hydrochloric acid in your food or in your stomach to digest your food on a regular basis. So the food sits there, but it backs up in your esophagus and it comes through as halitosis. So you can floss your teeth all you want. You have to make sure that you're moving that waste and your food from the stomach to the colon. So I hope you guys understand that when your colon is too toxic, this can cause problems for your skin, your hair, and your scalp. This is why a lot of our ladies, they do not shampoo their hair on a regular basis. So what happens? The sweat, the debris, the yeast is just sitting on your scalp, causing loads and loads and loads of film, biofilms. Then you're adding all this oil. You don't need to add a whole bunch of oil to your scalp because you have sebaceous glands. The sebaceous glands will provide the nourishment and oil for your scalp. How do you get them to work properly? Clean your scalp. Clean your scalp on a regular basis. You guys want to put these styles in and forget about your scalp. No, the same way you clean your face every day, you need to clean your scalp on a regular basis. Those are some of the reasons why we tend to have thinning hair and our hair starts to change because of how we're taking care of our body. So that was one. So when Miss Mary Brown said gut, she was right. The gut is one of the primary reasons why your hair is starting to thin because you're not taking care of that gut. You're not eating the fiber. You're not giving it the probiotic bacteria that it needs, and you're not moving that waste through. You need to give yourself a cleanse. Even if you do it once a season, you got to help your body along. It's the same as when you do a coolant flush and fill for your car. You have to do that for your body. You got to get that waste out because it will migrate through the bloodstream. All that human waste through the leaky gut, it will be reabsorbed back into your bloodstream and it will lay on your scalp. So please let me know if you guys are feeling what it is that I'm putting down. Or are you catching what I'm throwing? I need to know that you understand this. So next on the list, why you have inflammation. One of the reasons why you have so much inflammation is because your gut is not working. You're not supporting your gut. The second reason why you're having all this inflammation throughout the body, again, if you want to learn more about inflammation, all of this is in the book. All you have to do is go to the link in my profile, go to the link in my bio, or go to this information here on the screen and get this book. Get your copy. Inflammation. It's going to tell you all of this stuff in the book. Another reason why we're suffering with so much inflammation, and this inflammation over time causes pain, stiffness, irritation, and causes the body to break down, is because of your blood type and what it is that you're eating. You have to eat the food that is right for you. If you are type A, you need to be a vegetarian. If you're a type AB, you need to eat maybe fish and turkey, soy and tempeh. As a type A, you can have soy and tempeh and you can have fish, but you do not need to be eating any meat. That meat will inflame your gallbladder, it will inflame your liver, and it will cause massive inflammation to your stomach and your colon because that type of food is not right for you. So when you eat meat, when you eat beef and lamb and veal and deer and goat, and you're a type A or a type AB, you're going to have massive inflammation over the long haul because those foods are not right for you. Type A's and type ABs have weak stomach acid. So those with weak stomach acid need more things where their body can digest. For type A and a type AB, you need fish, soy, and tempeh. And for ABs, you need turkey. There are things that you can eat that are neutral. However, you don't want to have a consistent diet of food that is neutral because they are essentially still not right for you. What works best for you are things that are very alkaline. And what's alkaline for type A is no meat. You should have fish, soy, and tempeh. For a type AB, it's turkey. Sometimes you can have other types of meat, but what I tell all of my clients when they meet with me for a health and wellness scan to improve their hair growth is try not to even eat the neutrals. If you want to reduce inflammation fast, stay away from the neutral foods. Only eat the beneficial foods. There are beneficial fruits, vegetables, fats, oils, starches that meet every blood type. Now for type B and type O, these hi hair doctor, how are you? For B's and O's, my B's and O's tend to be the ones that have the most problems with high blood sugar, high insulin levels, high A1C. They're always on GLP-1s. They're always having a problem with sugars. They're on the metformins. They're on the drugs to reduce sugar because their diet does not permit them to have wheat, gluten, corn, oats, barley, and rye. Now, when you're eating things that compromise your blood sugar, you're going to constantly be on the insulin and blood sugar wheel. You're constantly going to have issues with high blood sugar. And again, as I said earlier, if you guys are on the chat, then you're affecting the hormones in your body when you're eating foods that aren't right for you. Anytime you eat food that is not right for your blood type, it is going to affect your hormones. When you affect your blood sugar and your insulin levels and your A1C, insulin is a hormone. I keep trying to tell y'all, this is why my diabetics, my type Bs, when they do not change their diet to a diet that's conducive for them, they lose all this hair here. And they're on that medication that is affecting insulin. Insulin is a hormone. When you disturb insulin, when your insulin is constantly doing the dance, it's going to have a problem for you here, right here in the top of your scalp. So the inflammation is why we tend to have these thinning hair issues. So when I started out and I talked about, thank you, Miss Linda, you said great info. I really appreciate that. Thank you. When I talked about hormones as a reason for why we tend to have thinning hair, our body is constantly changing. We're not the same person we were at 18, 20, 21, 30, 40, 50. We're not the same person we were 90 days ago. When my clients meet with me and they bring me blood work, I cannot take blood work that's older than 90 days. What always happens is when they come in and I'll say, oh, your numbers reflected this. Oh, I started changing that. I started taking vitamin D. I started taking iron. I need very recent blood work. I don't need blood work that's 6 months old, 90 days old. I need recent blood work that's like 30 days or a week old because I need to see you at the most recent point in your life so that I can give you the facts about what it is that we need to help you set up and change and support. I came on a call and I talked about some of the things that are causing your hair to thin. And I was letting you all know that your body's changing. Some of the reasons why it changes, number one, is the hormones. And then number two, I was talking about inflammation. The inflammation, I started talking about inflammation from your gut. Now I'm migrating to inflammation from your diet. Inflammation can come from your diet. As I said earlier, type A's and type ABs have weak stomach acid. They cannot sustain diets rich in heavy cuts of meat. They're meant to be vegetarians. They do not have the stomach acid. They do not manufacture the digestive enzymes to digest that food. They will notoriously always be low in iron, low in minerals. They will have thin hair, fine hair, because their body setup does not allow for them to digest a lot of minerals. They have weak stomach acid, so they can't pull the minerals from their food the way they would like. But until they are skilled, until they have been educated by someone to add digestive enzymes, to add liquid minerals into their diet, to add hydrochloric acid, to add foods to their diet that will help them improve how they digest their food, they'll never know this big key. And then they'll constantly have issues with their gallbladder and issues with their liver because their gallbladder is trying to digest food that is too fatty, that is not right for them, that is not meant for them. So a lot of my type A's, type ABs notoriously have very thick blood, problems with their gallbladder, gallstones, and problems with their liver because they do not get the enzymes needed from these two organs to be able to digest food because they're eating the wrong foods to begin with. So I hope this makes sense. For my type B's and my type O's, they're eating way too many products that affect their blood sugar. When you affect your blood sugar and your insulin levels, you will have thinning hair. The longer you stay on that wheel, that hamster wheel of that sugar, high processed food, and foods that aren't right for you, you're just asking to have thinning hair. The longer you walk around not going to the bathroom each and every day, not eating your fresh leafy greens, not eating your fresh fruits, not in syrup, not in a jar, in syrup, fresh food, like a fresh apple with all of the digestive enzymes and the fiber from the apple, a real apple. You're not going to be able to heal your gut. You're not going to be able to fix your issues. You will not be able to correspondingly help your hair because the gut also helps you with hormone balance. If your gut is out of whack, it's also going to cause your mind to be out of whack because there's the brain and the gut connection. The gut is the second brain. So those hormones that travel through the serotonin to the brain from the gut, they can't work properly if your gut is always loaded with toxicity and it's not moving. That's why a lot of us, when we're going through menopause and we go through our aging, we have problems with brain issues, with dementia, with different things because our gut is poor. Some of these issues with the brain are called diabetes type 3. So again, I'm trying to let you all know when you are not eating the diets that are right for you, you're eating diets and processed food, eating diets that are loaded with sugar, you're going to affect your body's blood sugar and insulin levels. Your insulin is a hormone. When you affect your body's hormones, you affect this hair. This is why we have thinning hair. So I'm going to go on to the last one, which is stress. Stress, stress, stress. As we age, like I said earlier, our bodies are changing, 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 changing. Our hormones are changing. The way we digest food is changing. I wanted to add, along with digestion and along with our colon health, digestion weakens with age. And it's not that you're getting old, it's your body is changing. Your body does not digest food the way it used to when you were 20. Your body does not digest food the way it used to when you were 40. It just doesn't. Your body is changing all the time. Your body cannot get the minerals from the food the way it used to. This is the primary reason why a lot of us, our hair starts to thin with age, whether we like it or not. It's because our body just does not digest the food the way it used to. The body, it can't. It needs help. It needs support. This is why when my clients come in and I look for certain things, when they tell me that they have nausea, they have GERD, they have acid reflux, I know I need to make sure that they have digestive enzymes, digestive bitters, they need hydrochloric acid, they need different acids to help their food neutralize. If they want to take care of their lives and get the minerals from their food and save their hair, this is what you have to do. Thank you for my hearts. I appreciate that. These are just facts. Then people will say to me, they'll hit me with this, and this knocks me out. You guys will be taking medication. You'll be taking medication for something. But then when I say, oh, you're going to have to probably stay on digestive enzymes for the duration of your life. Because you're a type A, you're a type AB. Because you're having problems with GERD, because you're having problems with acid reflux, you're probably going to have to stay on this for life. I got to stay on that for life. I got to take it forever. But you're on medication, though. Do you have that same conversation with your doctor when your doctor says you got to stay on medication? But when I'm sharing with you that you need to do something to help your body digest food for you that you're going to be doing for the rest of your life, you're going to be eating for the rest of your life. So if I suggest that you're probably going to have to take this for the rest of your life, digestive bitters, hydrochloric acid, digestive enzymes, if I say it's going to help you digest your food better for the rest of your life, why is that a problem? Sometimes these are things you have to do. When you come to someone like myself, you have to understand some of these things are lifestyle changes. You're going to have to shampoo your hair a bit more often. You're going to have to take minerals. It is what it is. So your body is just changing. It's not that you're growing old, your body is changing. When you're going through a lot of inflammation, some of it is in part because of your circulatory health. And this will be my third and final reason for why our hair starts to change with age. Circulatory health is very important. I started out on this live talking about the lymphatic system because I was talking about when you get lumps and bumps all in your scalp, that's your body letting you know that you have a lot of congested toxins and waste matter in your scalp. Sometimes you'll have lumps in your lymphatic channels, you'll have lumps and you'll get boils and things like that. Sometimes you'll get boils beneath the subcutaneous layer of the scalp. Sometimes they will erupt. Sometimes it will cause acne necrotica, which is a form of a scarring alopecia. But sometimes your scalp will be lumpy beneath the subcutaneous layer because it's built up toxicity and waste. So I want to end with circulatory health. Now, if you guys can see this, you have arteries and veins that migrate through your hair and scalp. Blood is flowing from head to toe all day long, every day. But what happens is as we age, sometimes circulatory health, microcirculation slows down. It gets poor because of inflammation. And it will show up here. It will show up right in this area here. Lack of circulation will show up here. We call this the vertex. This is the vertex. It will show up right up in here. Everything that happens, like I tell you, affects this hormonal zone. Anything above the eyebrow is the hormonal zone. And again, for hairstylists, if you want to learn these concepts and implement them into your business, please pick up the book. We're going to be having a discussion for hairstylists only next Sunday at 8 o'clock. We're going to be talking about the 5 reasons why your clients tend to lose their hair. However, this is only invitation to those who purchase the book, and it's going to be for those who purchase the book and will meet with me next Sunday. If you don't purchase the book, you won't be in on the call. We're going to be talking about targeted ways that you can implement these types of keys into your business to help your clients so that you can elevate your clients, elevate their scalp, and elevate your bank account. circulation. So is anybody within the sound of my voice, is anyone taking heart medication, cholesterol medication, lipid medication? Let me know. Put it in the chat because we're going to talk about it. I want to see if anybody asks me any questions. Okay, so Miss Brandy said, yes, my scalp was red and sore and you knew it was inflammation. I was eating like I was a cookie. Okay, thank you for that. Yes. Okay, Shindo said heart medication. Okay, let me know if anyone else who's listening is having any issues with heart and blood flow. So Miss Mary Brown, you said you hit every major point. Thank you so very much. I'm trying. That's why I'm here. That's why I put this stuff up and I'll put clips of what it is I talk about on my lives to get you to follow, like and follow, so I can provide you more information, more detail, because I try to talk about a different category on each live. Sometimes I talk about CCCA, sometimes I talk about thinning hair, sometimes I talk about the gut, sometimes I talk about the blood type, diet. But I do this because I'm trying to help my ladies and my men have better health. When you have better health, you have a better scalp. Thank you, Miss Brandy. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So Stacey Camille, you said you have varicose veins and hypertension. Yes. So we're going to talk about that. I have it too. I have varicose veins, but I don't have hypertension. I have very thick blood because I'm a type AB. Type A's and ABs have very thicker blood, so they have to do a little bit more work to keep their blood slippery. Type B's and O's have more slippery blood, but they're susceptible to other types of issues. So because I have very thick blood, I have poor circulation because of my blood type. I have to go to work with my grandma hose on. Don't laugh, y'all, because I don't go to work without my support hose. I keep my support hose on because I have poor circulation. I have to work at it too. So when you're having problems with circulation, it will become evident because your hair will start thinning. It will start to dissipate and it will grow thin in this hormonal zone. And it really doesn't affect all of this hair. It affects the hormonal zone. You see it the most in the hormonal zone when you start having problems with circulation. So as I said earlier, when you're not eating your fruits, when you're not eating your vegetables, when you're eating meats that aren't right for your type, when you're eating starches that aren't right for your type, when you start developing massive inflammation, it flows through your blood vessels. So it makes your heart have to work harder. Because you're eating things, you're eating processed foods, you're eating high amounts of sugar, high amounts of salt, high amounts of foods that aren't right for you. What happens is the body develops inflammation within the arteries and veins. This happens as a consequence of life. There's nothing you can do about it. There's not a person walking this earth at 40 and 50 and 60 that does not have a modest amount of cholesterol in their arteries. It just happens. It happens as a consequence of life. It's just like having a colon flush and fill, transmission flush and fill, or you're draining the fluids from your car. If you're not getting in there with a brush and cleaning out every orifice in the car, there's just minute traces of things that build up on the insides of those pipes. The piping and the construction of your car, it just happens. When we're not doing liver detoxes, kidney detoxes, gallbladder detoxes, colon detoxes, that product stays within the walls of our body. Over time, the body will show evidence of having high amounts of cholesterol. Cholesterol is not necessarily a bad thing in the body. It's not evidence of a bad thing because your cholesterol is being raised. Cholesterol helps deliver hormones throughout the body. However, it's also an indicator that you are developing inflammation as time goes on, because the inflammation will be within the walls of the arteries. But the more cholesterol that lodges in your arteries, the harder your heart has to work, which is why our blood pressure is elevated. It is evident by your diastolic and your systolic. When one is high, one is low, and the other is high and low, it's telling me different things. When you're not eating a good diet of food that is right for you, fresh fruits and vegetables, food that is not processed, food that is not fried, you won't develop so much inflammation in your arteries. But this is what happens. When you start to see your scalp and your parts start to widen, it could be from a lack of circulation. Now, because your blood pressure is being raised and you're having that plaque buildup in your arteries, you have lack of circulation, lack of blood flow, lack of circulation to the key areas that needs it. This will always show up in the area that is the hormonal zone, the area above the eyebrow. Nowhere else. It'll show up here. It'll show up right on the top. So that circulation starts to wax and wane when you age. This is what happens. It's not that you're getting old, it's that your body needs help. It needs support. It needs support. Also, your your body will deposit calcium inside of the blood vessels as a consequence of the inflammation because of the foods that you're eating, because of the processed foods and the high sugar and the coffee and the alcohol and foods that aren't right for you. I challenge everyone today, find out what your blood type is and start eating for your blood type immediately. If you want to learn what your blood type is and you're in New Jersey, come to us, let us type your blood, go to your local blood donation center, find out what your blood type is so you can eat for your blood type so you can start reducing your inflammation. I'm trying to tell y'all not listening. So calcium will also deposit in the arteries, causing the artery walls to harden. So a lot of us, as we age, the blood vessels are starting to harden. So the cholesterol comes in and fills it in, and then it makes the channel smaller, reducing blood flow. Thank you for the hearts. So when calcium calcium deposits around the outside of the arteries, making your arteries firm. So they're not flexible. They can't even just move the blood flow throughout your body from head to toe. So what does it do? Over time, because of the calcium that builds up and because of the cholesterol that builds up in the arteries, what it will do, it will no longer go from head to toe, head to toe. Your fingers will start to be cold. They'll lose circulation. Your toes will start to lose circulation. Your head will not get the circulation that it needs. That blood flow will be reserved for the core, only for the core. It's going to save that blood flow from the neck to your private parts, and it won't even go anywhere else because the body's working too hard to deliver oxygen and blood flow to the rest of the body. What happens? Your hair starts to get thinner and thinner because there's not enough good microcirculation. And I say microcirculation because the blood has to flow through the arteries and veins to the capillaries. The capillaries feed the hair and the scalp. So when your blood flow is not good, you won't have good hair. If you're taking calcium channel blockers, if you're taking things for your for heart health, your hair is gonna pay the price. Your heart is already doing a whole lot. I see people coming all the time. They have left ventricle issues, they have blood flow issues, and they have thinning hair or hair loss. I'm trying to tell y'all, you have to get a scan. You have to find out what it is that your body needs so that you can have better hair. You can't get better hair if you don't have the map. You can't go from Jersey to California. You can't go from New York to Virginia without a map. A lot of us can just fly and just do it by the seat of our pants. A lot of us, we need a map. We need to know where we need to go. If you want to know what your body needs so that you can not have thin hair, thinning hair, hair loss, you have to find out what your body needs. Get your blood drawn. Let's find out what's in your blood. Let's work from there. Give your body what it's asking for. Don't just throw something on the wall, think it's gonna stick. Because that's what a lot of you do. Oh, well, my girlfriend takes this vitamin. I'm gonna just take this vitamin over here. No, find out what your body needs and and give your body what it needs. Get yourself a scan. Find out what your body needs, and you can be more effective in helping your body so that you can stave off having thin hair and hair loss. You may already have hair loss, but you may want to not have any more. You may want to restore it and bring your hair back in, but you have to give your body what it needs. Stop just buying stuff. Get yourself a scan. Get a nutritional wellness scan. Visit your practitioner. If your hairstylist or your beauty professional does this type of work, this is why I'm always here, because I'm trying to invite more hairstylists to provide these types of services so that we can have clients who want to have better hair. They can get what they need from you. That's why I invite everyone who wants to know about these types of services and you're a hairstylist to get this book. Meet me next Sunday so we can get these dollars and help these clients. We have to learn what it is that we're doing. If you don't learn how to use the materials, you can't help your clients. You have to learn how it helps you and how it's going to help them. But you have to do it when you get the book so that you can join me on the call. So if you guys have any more questions, I'm going to, yes, Ms. Adira said cholesterol and blood pressure meds. I'm going to talk about some key things that you can do for your heart so that you can have better heart health. So give me a second. I want to answer some questions to see if anybody left me anything else. And thank you so much for joining me. Oh, Miss Mary Brown said, I'm listening, and my God, yes, yes, yes. Okay, Miss Linda says so many aha moments. So, Miss Linda, tell me why you said so many aha moments. I really would like to know what you're thinking and what you felt about what it is that I've said for you to say so many aha moments. I'm going to talk about some of the things that we can do for heart health, good heart health, and I'll be right back. I'm just going to grab a box. So, put it in the chat, Miss Linda. What did you get from today's conversation? Miss Mary, what did you get from today's conversation that helps you today? All right, nobody put anything in the chat, but I want to talk to y'all about some things that you can do for your heart. And I'm not coming on here to sell y'all stuff, but if you need this, I can tell you where to get it. This is not about that. I'm not coming on here to try to sell y'all stuff. This is just information that will help you. Now, one of the main things that I tell all of my ladies is we need to work at calming the body so that the body doesn't have to work so hard. When we're constantly on 10, we're constantly stressed, it makes the body and the heart work hard. If we want to improve circulation, we start with some of these items. So, Miss Linda said a lot of information I needed. Well, what kind of information did I provide you that you benefited from? Please let me know what it is that you benefited from today. That would really help me out because I need to know where I need to concentrate my focus. Yes, okay, keep it coming. Eating for your blood type, great. I like that. Tell me more. So you want to help on the inside of the body. This is what you should do to try to make it a calming source of support for your body. One of the many things that you can do for your blood, for your heart, is to give it iron. Iron, iron, iron. Iron is an electric mineral. If anybody knows anything about Dr. Sebi said iron is electric. It's one of the most electric minerals on the planet. And because our hemoglobin, our blood, is made from iron, we need iron, number one, in the body to help build red blood cells, to build hemoglobin in the blood. My type A's and my type ABs are usually always notoriously low in iron. They usually are my hemophiliacs. They usually have the problems with iron. They usually always have a challenge with iron because of the way their stomach is set up. I already talked about that. So we need iron. Iron builds hemoglobin. Iron builds red blood cells. If we don't have red blood cells to be distributed through the body, we're not going to be able to carry oxygen to all of the tissues. Because type A's and type ABs can't digest iron appropriately, sometimes proteins end up in the urine, in the kidneys. So there are a lot of dynamics. So you have to have your iron. You got to get in your iron. Iron is one of the biggest things to just build up the blood. You won't have enough red blood cell volume if you don't take your iron. So that's number one to help your heart health. Number two, and that's only if you need it. If you don't need it, don't take it. One of the other things that you can do for your body is taking B complex. This is called activated B complex. Activated B complex will help you digest your carbohydrates, number one. It will also help to calm your body because B vitamins help provide a calming source of support for the body. The B vitamins also, certain B vitamins help with red blood cell health. It helps work in conjunction and in tandem with iron to help you build red blood cells. You have more red blood cells, your heart can work better. So that's the one and two is iron and B complex. Now this is by Isotonix. If you need to know where you can find this, you can find it right in the links in my bio, and you can go to the area that says the 4 must-haves. When you go to the area that says the 4 must-haves, this is where you would find it by reaching that link. If you guys here on Facebook and YouTube want more information about this, all you have to do is hit this link here that's scrolling across the screen. If you guys need more information about this, please let me know. I can send you the information where you can find it. Another thing that you need is magnesium. Magnesium provides a calming source of support for the body. It relaxes the body. It's that mighty mineral that also helps you go to the bathroom. You want to go to the bathroom, you want to provide your body a small source of support, give it magnesium. Magnesium in conjunction with your B vitamins, oh my goodness. It helps your heart, it helps you, it calms your nerves, it gives your body kind of like a woosah. So the magnesium will also relax your blood vessels. It will relax your blood vessels so that your body doesn't have to pump so hard. It doesn't have to work so hard. But of course, if you're on medication, you have to run this by your doctor because I don't want anyone to say, LaRon from SPO Hair Loss and Wellness told me to take magnesium and then I had problems with my heart. You have to run this by your doctor because different medications may not always benefit from you taking natural and herbal supplements. So you need your iron, you need your B complex, and you need your magnesium. You also need something to, oh, I wanted to show you the magnesium is in one of these products. I like to give my clients electrolytes. The electrolytes have potassium in it, which is the next one. It has magnesium and potassium. I know you probably can't see this, but these are electrolytes. Magnesium and potassium. Magnesium and potassium. And this is called Tower. This is our electrolytes. A lot of our ladies are walking around here acting like they got three heads because they don't have enough electrolytes. They need their potassium, and that's going to help you with your blood pressure and your circulatory health, your potassium. Because when your diastolic and your systolic numbers are a little off, sometimes you need potassium. So your magnesium and your potassium come in handy little drink packs that you can put in your water every single day. Now this particular one is called Tower because a lot of my ladies like to be able to just put it in their water and they can just go. But when I tell you, it's like giving you the equivalent of a woosah when you take your magnesium and your potassium. But it's going to help relax and support your blood vessels so that your blood pressure isn't sky high and your heart doesn't have to work so hard. So it helps to relax your blood vessels and open them up and dilate them so that you can have better blood flow. So next on the list, there are a bunch of studies on PubMed and NIH journals about how omegas helps the heart. When you're dealing with inflammation in the body at all, you need your omegas. You need omegas. Omega helps with brain health. It helps with the inflammation in the brain, and it also helps with inflammation in the bloodstream. It helps with your heart health. So when I have clients that come in with heart issues, I always give them this heart health kit, and it has omegas in it. The source of the omegas is grapeseed oil. Grapeseed oil, everybody. If you don't believe me, go to Google, Dr. Google, and ask Dr. Google about grapeseed health and heart health and circulatory health. So, Adira, you said, can you see that again? Which one, sis, so I can show you? And if you need information, I can send you the information where you can find it. So grapeseed oil is the omega that I was talking about when you're trying to reduce inflammation. Omegas, grapeseed oil. This also, in this book here, in this box here, is a homocysteine formula. Homocysteine levels will be raised with age when you're having problems with inflammation in your circulatory system. And what helps to reduce homocysteine levels that are evident of inflammation in the body and circulatory health when you're having problems with circulatory health? What reduces homocysteine levels? B vitamins, B complex. So you have your grapeseed oil, which are your omegas. You have all of your B vitamins in this box. And then last but not least, you have your cholesterol and your triglyceride support. So remember earlier when I said your cholesterol levels and your calcium levels will be raised sometimes, and it will give you, it will close up the arteries and the veins because it's going to be all through your bloodstream. It's going to cause inflammation. It's going to congest your bloodstream. That's what this is for. It's called advanced lipid trim. So you have your omegas, you have your cholesterol and your high lipid formulas, and you have your B vitamins for your homocysteine levels. So when you're having a challenge, trying to make sure that you take care of your circulatory health and your blood flow, when you do things like that consistently, you're going to help your hair and scalp by improving the microcirculation. So Adira, If you need this again, I can share you the links of where you can find it. It's called Tower Electrolytes. Now everyone needs electrolytes. I don't necessarily like my clients to buy something like Gatorade because it has a whole lot of chemicals. When I sat down and I looked at all the chemicals in Gatorade, I said I'm not recommending Gatorade ever again. So I usually recommend vitamin water, or I recommend electrolytes that have magnesium and potassium in it, and it's the electrolyte mix. So this is the magnesium and the potassium. Magnesium and potassium. Okay? So I just want to let you know that the Himalayan salts are in here. It's a teeny bit of sugar because the electrolytes get into the bloodstream better when you have a smidgen of salt, a smidgen of sugar, and you have the minerals that help with your electrolyte balance. So I just want to answer any questions, and if you have any more questions for me, let me know. Because if not, I'm going to go ahead and get off of this live because I've been on here since 8 o'clock, and I didn't expect to be on here this long. So Miss Michelle said, going through menopause, what will help besides minoxidil? Is that minoxidil? So Miss Michelle, like I said earlier, I really try not to just give information where you can just, say, oh, she told me this, I'm gonna take this and this is gonna help me. I need, yes, Miss Michelle, I need you to get your blood work done, to get a scan to find out what it is that your body needs, because I don't like throwing information against the wall, like hair information, and see if it sticks. Let's see if we throw it against the wall. Let's see if it's going to roll down off the wall. I don't know if it will help you. I like to work strategic. When my clients come to me, oops, something fell over there. When clients come to me, yeah, you said your chest and it was through the roof, then you need to work on your body's needs. You need to give your body support. So when we're trying to help our hair and scalp, we have to work with what our body is telling us. It's the same as when you're working on your relationship and your marriage. If your if your husband says they want to have more relations with you, but you're telling them you want more intimacy, y'all got to work on that. You want more intimacy, he wants more relations with you, but we can't meet in the middle. You don't want to just do something and you don't really want to do it. You want your needs met. This is how your body works with hair growth. It's not going to give you hair because you can survive without hair. When your body doesn't get what it needs, what it wants, you're not going to get no hair. Your body will forego hair growth until it gets what it needs within the body. So I say that to say, when you get your blood work, when you get your scan done, and you hit all of the needs that appear on your blood work and your scans, then your body will get supported and you will get your hair later. It's not going to happen tomorrow, but as your body starts leveling out, the hormones start leveling out, your liver and your gallbladder start working better, your gut starts working better, your heart works better because you're giving it things to reduce the strain on the heart. Then your hair will start coming through a little bit later on. And the one thing I forgot to mention is, I hope you guys can still hear me. I forgot to mention the nitric oxide support. Oh, Lord. When you help the body, when you give it better nitric oxide support, it helps to relax your blood vessels so that you can improve your blood flow. This is also an anti-inflammatory. So in addition to the grapeseed oil that is in a product like this, there are many anti-inflammatory benefits in this product. This is called OPC3, but this provides you nitric oxide so that you can have better blood flow. If you're having problems with microcirculation and lack of blood flow, this is one of the things that I give to my clients. This is called OPC3. I totally forgot because I really wasn't trying to come on here to talk about products, but I want to share with you some of the things that you can do. So the supplement in the box, if you want to learn more about this, I can send you the links. This is called Heart Health. This is called the Heart Healthy System. This is, I recommend this to all of my hairstylists. So my hairstylists join me. They take my training course. I put them in a group where they can have different types of products availed to them so that they can disseminate to their clients. When their clients need good things to help get started, they need to know where to get good products. And this company is called Isotonics. The Isotonics company has a lot of good products, services, minerals. This is by the Isotonics company. This is by the Isotonics company, and this is a powder. And so is this. All of these come from Isotonics. So let me answer some of these questions. So Sassy Giants, I can only send you the links if you inbox me, because a lot of times everyone says, "Oh, I want the links, I want the links," but your messages are private. I can't get to you. So you can send me something to mine, and hopefully yours is not private, and I can send you any of the things that you need. So Nikisha G, the scans that I'm referring to are blood chemistry analysis. I can perform a blood chemistry analysis if you give me recent blood work. I also can do a Zyto scan, and I can do a Zyto scan here in my Trichology Center. It's something you put your hand on the device, and it gives me an electronic signal as to what your body is in need of. Different body systems will start screaming to me that they need support, but it's an electronic device. We also have something called a bioscan, and this bioscan you can have done here in the salon. You can also have a virtual scan done, so you don't have to be here. I can send you a link so that you can scan your face, and it works the same way, and I can see what it is that you need. So y'all give me a lot of questions. Let me go all the way back up because I don't want to miss anybody. Okay. So, Miss Adira, I thank you so much for just spending some time with me. And if you guys want to show your love, please press this little heart up here and just tap all the way down. Just tap, tap, tap. If you can, show your love by tapping the screen. Show your love by sharing this out to someone. And I thank you so much for that rose, Miss Adira. So, Miss Michelle, you said your chest was through the roof. And Miss Aletha, same with me, except I only have vitamin D deficiency. Loss started at menopause. Yes, you have to work on that because vitamin D is a pro hormone. Now, I keep telling y'all, when your hormones are out of whack, this is the first place your hormones is going to show up. You make sure, though, Miss Aletha, that you take your vitamin D3 with K2. If you're taking vitamin D on its own, you're not going to absorb it. It's not going to work well for you. You have to take D3 with K2. D3 and K2, they play well together and they absorb well together. And you also got to get out in the sun. So, Miss Candy, I showed you what that was in the box. Miss Sassy Giants, I can send you the links. Miss Michelle said, also, once my hormones are level, can I get off of thyroid medication? Miss Michelle, that also is a consequence of your diet and lifestyle. The more you continue eating processed foods, eating foods that aren't right for you, and not eating foods that are right for your blood type, you have to not eat a lot of processed foods and foods with a lot of sugar, because when you eat foods that are processed and with a lot of sugar and a lot of salt, this also is going to throw off your thyroid and your lipids, and it's going to cause your hormone panel to constantly be off. So you have to do those things first, and then your doctor, once they see that your levels are tapering off, then they may reduce your medication. However, because I'm not a physician, I can't ever say you can get off your thyroid medication, but you have to do things for you. If you got on that thyroid medication and you did not change your diet, you're going to constantly be on that thyroid medication because you didn't do anything. You just got on medication, didn't do anything to change your thyroid health. You have to make sure that you're eating the foods that aren't goitrogens that will throw off your thyroid balance. And you have to make sure you're eating for your blood type, eating your fiber, eating your rich fruits and vegetables that are right for your type. So Miss Candy, you are welcome. And Miss Nikisha, we answered the questions about the scans. And Miss Chick Nasi, Chick and Sassy. Okay, I'm sorry. Interested in connecting to gain more information on the products. All you have to do is tap this link here. Tap this link, which is my bio. You can call me, you can text me, you can email me, and let me know what it is that you need, and I'll send you the links to any of the products, and we can connect that way. Thank you so much for joining me today. So if you needed any information, all of my information is in the bio. And again, I would love it if you guys can just tap this little heart here. If you guys don't have a number next to your name, or the little purple triangle, the blue triangle, anything next to your name, you guys probably haven't started to give gifts. You can give gifts and little hearts and presents and things like that, and you'll get the little numbers next to your name. If you don't have a number next to your name, you guys probably don't give gifts and things like that. You can just tap that little number right there, and then you can get the numbers next to your name, because you have to get good at giving gifts on this form here. So you said, how can you get the blood work to me to scan? First, you should set up a 15-minute consultation. Go to my bio here, set up a call. Once you go to my page, it'll say, Click the information so that you can talk with me, so that you can regrow your hair back. Once you connect with me there, you get in my system. I'll tell you what it is that you need so that you can forward me your blood work. Once you send me your blood work, we will talk on a Zoom call and we will go over each section line by line to let you know this is what you need to do. However, Ms. Sharji, I only say this in love. I say this in love. If you don't have the time and the investment and the energy to delve into this and start working on it, it's a waste of time. It's a waste of time to say, oh, I'm going to do it in October. I'm going to do it when I come off my cruise. I'm going to do it after Christmas. If you're not going to do it now, it's a waste of your time and my lab's time to evaluate your blood work and you not do anything with the information. I typically only like to work with people who are ready to rock, who are ready to physically work on their needs. So you have to get your blood work and know that it comes with changes. I got to do a 180, not a 360, because a 360 will put you back in the same spot. 360 will take you all the way around. Us hairstylists, we know you have 0, you have 90, you have 180, and then you have 360. I don't want you to do a 360. I want you to do a 180, which means you got to turn yourself on a dime and you got to start doing things differently. So Char G76. I only say this in love. If you're not ready to really move the needle and work on your needs, don't send me your blood work. Don't even make the appointment because I only work with people who are ready to rock. When you get your blood chemistry analysis done, the more things you provide me on your blood work, the better your blood chemistry analysis will be. And once I work on this with you, there may be some things that you need to do and take for the next 6 months and next year until you get another scan and identifies things that you don't need. There may be some things that you will constantly need as a consequence of life. Sometimes you may need things just to support you for the long haul. That's not a bad thing. It's either that or medication. So I'm gonna just keep going. So Miss Chicken Sassy, I I've that test done. It's very beneficial. Okay, I'm glad you have. And Miss Michelle said I eat very healthy. I work out 4 days a week. That's wonderful. Miss Nakisha, you are welcome, my sister. And user 73. What kind of fruits do you need if you are AB blood type? Well, you have to get the app. I tell everyone if you can, because I only have the blood type diet lists, the food list for type A and type O because they are at the total ends of the spectrum. I don't have the list for AB. However, I tell everyone get the blood type app. If you have Safari or you have Google Play or iTunes, I don't know what you got to do. Get the blood type diet app. It's $3.99. Just get it, and it's going to show you as per your blood type what you need to have for your type. Now, as an AB, I know I cannot have bananas. I can't have carrots. I can't have what is it? I can't have papaya. I can't have guava. There's a lot of things that I was eating for the longest that I really love, but are not right for my blood type. So you have to, because I don't know them off the top of my head, you have to just get the app and it will tell you which ones you can have. Even with berries, like I can't have strawberries. I was amazed that I couldn't have strawberries, but strawberries aren't right for my blood type. They cause you to produce a lot of lectins, and lectins will cause very thick blood. It will also lend you to be susceptible to different ailments when you're eating foods that produce a lot of lectins and a lot of it's kind of like allergens. When you're giving your body things that your body can't tolerate and doesn't need, this is why we develop different ailments as time goes on because we're eating things that aren't right for our type. So brunch with Sam, thank you so much for sharing the live. Miss Michelle, you said you're A positive. That's wonderful. So Miss Mary Brown said ready to rock. Char G, thank you so much. You're welcome. Miss Mary, you are welcome. And Miss Michelle said, oh no, that's awful. I love bananas and blueberries. I'm an A positive. I don't know. I do have the diet list for type A in my bio. All you have to do is go to the bio, go down to the store. In the shop section, there's an area where you can purchase the type A food list. I have 7 days of salads. If you want to know what kind of salads to eat for type A, I have those already in a menu. I have a menu for 7 or 8 days. If you want to know how to put some things together for your blood type, I have type A and type O already in my bio. All you have to do is tap it, download it. It's $9.99. It tells you all of the beneficial neutral foods you can eat. It has 7 days worth of food menus and a 7 day salad guide. So if you're good at meal prepping and you want to reduce your inflammation today, get those blood type diets. I have A and O in my bio. So Sassy Giant said you're O, and I was just looking at the eat right for your blood type. Yes, ma'am. And I don't know how long you have been on this. I don't know if you were in here earlier, but Sassy Giants, please let go of the wheat, the gluten, the pizza, the white flour, the wheat flour, the gluten. Let go of the barley, the oats, and the corn, and watch your blood sugar respond in kind. You won't need any metformin. You won't need no insulin shots. You won't have that constant pain in your scalp. You will help your body tremendously if you stay away from those things for type O. So Sassy Giant said, "You thank you. You're welcome." So Miss Shindu said, "You ready to rock?" All info filled out. All right. So Miss Michelle, you said you eat a lot of chicken. Now, Miss Michelle, if you're type A, you can't have chicken, sis. I know it's tough because I'm AB and I'm not supposed to have chicken. Can't have chicken. Can't have chicken. So Miss Michelle said, I did notice when I had wheat, I had awful headaches. Uh-huh. I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you. If your body's telling you you can't have it, you can't have it. So Miss Michelle, you gotta listen to your body. You gotta listen to it. So everyone, I want to say thank you so much for joining me today. If you have any more questions, my information is rolling across the screen. My information can be found here on TikTok by tapping the bio. And everyone else, all you have to do is hit this number below that's scrolling across the screen. Hit that number, send me a text. Visit my website. The information is here, loading across the screen. You can tap this information here in the bio. You can call me, you can text me, you can email me, you can book a 15-minute call. It's free if you want to restore your own hair. If you want to work on your health, if you just want to get your scan done, get your scan and stop playing, because we want to be here for another 20, 30 years if the Lord allows, and he don't bring Armageddon. It's gonna happen when it happens. But if you want to have the best life ever, you got to learn to take care of you. You got to give your body what it needs. So peace, love, and hair grease, everybody. If you need me, just reach out. Reach out here. I'm here, and I will be here again. And Miss Miller, you said you're a licensed cosmetologist. You probably just chimed in, so I'm gonna just share it to you really quick. Oh, Miss Nikki, you were still here. Thank you. So Miss Miller Denise, I'm having a call, a money earning phone call and Zoom call next Sunday for all of those who purchase this book. These are the 5 reasons why your clients are losing their hair. Once you get this book, we're going to be talking game plan. We're going to show you how to hit the ground running to add an extra $500 to $1,000 to your business immediately by implementing those things in their book. Now, that book is specifically for hairstylists. It's really not for lay people because of how I share things in the book. It's really to help you with your business. It's to help you understand why your clients are having these issues. But if you don't understand it, you can't talk to your clients about it. Anything that you can't explain and you don't understand, you don't need to talk about it. So I'm here, and I created this book because I want to help my clients, my hairstylists, win. So for those who purchase this book, next Sunday, we're going to be in a Zoom call. We're going to be talking about this book and how we can add some wealth and some money to your business, and how you can help your clients with these particular ailments, issues, and maladies that we talk about in that book. So you said you're a cosmetologist. If you needed that information, it's in that book. I have classes. I have a hair loss practitioner training at the end of the month. But if you can, start with the book and meet me next Sunday. So I'm about to hop off of here because my phone is on 13% and it's about to explode. I got my little fan here to cool my phone off because my phone gets hot when it stays on live streaming for too long. So I've got to go, and I want to say thank you. If you guys need anything from me, all you got to do is send me a message, and I will answer any questions that you have. But I got to go. And Miss Nikki, thank you. Peace, love, and hair grease. And Miss Sassy, I will see you. And anyone else, Miss Mila, you're welcome. Y'all have a good day on purpose. See you later.